Um, well, I'm doing my videos because I have the headphone jack port in the bottom of the controller. So yeah. So thankfully, today let's switch this over. Right. Usually I do my walkthroughs. As you're very well aware, I am currently doing the walkthrough for Grand Theft Auto 3. Um, I will be continuing that.
Shit. Good thing we never
Um,
let him out. He
hold on,
kept his head down.
that'll do. Um, I will be continuing to do it, but the thing is though, my TV's kind of like played up at the moment. I've got like lines going. Um, so I'm gonna go wait until I get my TV repaired, and then I'm gonna be continuing to do the um, the walkthroughs because I'd rather do it on the full screen because where the left side is, it's like covered half of the radar on the left side of the screen, so it's not good. But all I've got to say is yes, I have unlocked all you. Well, you would have noticed that I've unlocked all three islands on GTA 3, but also I've unlocked all the what's that there? I've unlocked all the islands for Vice City as well as Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. But there's no, but not to worry. I will be starting a new game on a different save, where I'm going to be doing the whole walkthrough for Vice City and San Andreas. So I've just unlocked all the maps because I feel like I want to explore everything and whatnot. You know, find out new secrets and glitches and God knows what not. Uh, but I want to do a little bit of a comparisons, and on what you'll do. Do a bit of a comparisons.
There's these weekly.
Oh shit! Hold on one sec. That should be off. Right, there we go.
Out now on beta and VA.
Right, I can't see the thing because I'm like I said, my TV's been playing up a bit, so that's why I'm like doing a bit slow. But yes, I've come to do a like I said, I've come to do a quick comparison video between the definitive edition and the PS2 originals, and I'm talking about the versions because you've got three versions. You got the original release from 2002, then you got the double pack, and then you got the trilogy, the original trilogy for the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox, and one comparison to the PC as well. So yeah, and also I want to talk about I want to talk about the definitive edition as well. So, right, let's turn that right down. So I do have the originals, the original releases for the Grand Theft Auto, for the all three Grand Theft Autos, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I do have the double pack on the original Xbox, and I do have the original releases, what I call the real trilogy, from GTA 3, which I got in 2001, GTA Vice City 2002, and San Andreas in 2004. I also have the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas bandana as well, which is quite hard to come by. But I do wear it as as like a neck warmer, during winter, during the winter time, stuff like that when it's cold, because it can get very, very cold here in the UK. But anyways, back to my video. I've noticed some differences between the all three original versions of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. There's been some script changes, some songs that have been removed, some the graphics on the guns that I've had to slightly change a bit because they resemble the real, the real life, the real life guns. I'm talking about like like the Python, which is a 357 Magnum 6-shooter, the Spas-12 Colt 45, the Ruger, the Uzi MP5. They've all had to have like alternate changes to them in the versions on the double pack as well as the trilogy. But on the original versions, on the original version of Vice City, which I do have on the PlayStation 2, the weapons do resemble real life weapons, and they've actually got the real life names as well. So yeah, there's some changes on that. Also some changes on one of the I can't remember the name of the mission, but it's one with it's Steve Jobs when you purchase the the studio, the adult porn studio. And you probably would have noticed in the original version, the woman has got the cross, two black crosses or X, two X's taped onto her breasts, whereas in the other versions she's wearing like this low cut leather top. How and why they changed that in those versions, I don't know, but I'm expecting that change where she's wearing a low cut leather top. I've noticed if you see here, you got Storm Island here. That's where the studio is, and you've noticed that I've not purchased that yet. But you've noticed that you've noticed here I've purchased the condos, apartments, the Malibu Club, the Pole Position Club, the Ice Cream Factory, Sunshine Autos. I've done all the import export jobs on that one. Done the taxi. I've done that's the that money warehouse thing, whatever it's called, where they print off the money. My internet's gone down, so if my video does cut, I do apologise. I need to put my TV back into the living room so I can actually use the LAN cable so I can get a much stronger connection. And also I've done the ice cream missions as well as the Kaufman cabs. So yes, there's that change as well. There's also some changes in the script. I've definitely noticed this in this definitive edition. We got like Avery Carrington, who wants you to go and ambush a Cuban drug, not a Cuban drug lord, a Haitian gang lord's funeral. In the original version, PS2 version of the original release, the 2002 release, is it 1.04 or something like that? I'm not too sure, but I'm going to say version 1.4, which is the very first version of Vice City, the launch title, or say the launch version. Avery Carrington says in that version, you need you to go and ambush a Haitian crime lord's funeral. You need to go and ambush it. You need to get yourself some Cuban gang colours, and you've noticed as well at the bottom of the screen where it says "Get yourself gang colours" in the other versions. Version 3.0, which is in the trilogy, and as well as the definitive edition, get yourself some gang colours. But in the original release, version 1.4, it says get yourself some Haitian, get yourself some Cuban gang colours, and then you got the that Roberto from the cafe, who's the gang leader of the Cubans. There's a couple of sayings. There's one of them where he has to take his nephew Pepe to ambush the Haitian factory. But in the original version, PS2 version, the original release 1.4. He says to these two girls, says, "Hey ladies, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kill me a Haitian, and then I'm going to make love like a man." But in the version 1.2 of the PAL version, that is still the same. That's still the same. That script is still in there. But in version version 3.0, which is in the trilogy, as well as the PC version and I think the NTSC version as well, which is the United States, United States and Canada. Apparently that's been changed, as where he says, hey ladies, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make love like a man. So they cut out that part where he says, "I'm going to kill me a Haitian" part of the script. But that's in the trilogy. I think that's in the trilogy version. I definitely know it's in the PS3 version because they ported the version 3.0 versions of Vice City on the PlayStation 3 store back in the day. I don't know if they're still on the store now. I'm not too sure, but I do have them. And I've definitely noticed that change as well. And I've noticed that they put the version 3.0 on the they did until Rockstar and Take-Two decided to take the originals off the PlayStation Store and Steam. Yeah, they've cut that part out as well as where you do the Haitian missions for Antipula, which says you're going to kill off some Cubans or whatnot. They've changed that as well. There's one thing I definitely noticed as well. Everyone knows about the whole Phil Cassidy, on his T-shirt where they've replaced the Confederate flag with some sort of skull logo. Because apparently there's in today's society everything's politically correct, especially political correctness has come into video games, in which a lot of gamers, 99.9% of the gamers like myself, absolutely despise. We absolutely hate political correctness in our games, especially games that are rated for mature audiences, because everyone knows Grand Theft Auto. The Grand Theft Auto series is known for its controversy, and it's very anti-political. Change the Rockstar made these changes is because you want to adapt to today's modern society. So they've had to censor a few things. Phil Cassidy's Confederate flag on his shirt, on his T-shirt as well. They've had to cut out some of the scripts, the script linings during the cutscenes from is it Alberto or Roberto? The Cuban drug lord, Roberto. That's it, Roberto, and also some of the script lines for Antipula, because in 2003 there was a massive uproar with I think it's like with Haitians or something like that. It sparked a massive uproar. So I can definitely understand why. I can see it in a way and understand why they've had to change that. But the whole censorship in these games now in today's society, I don't know. I'm not anyway racist in any way, shape or form, because my girlfriend, she's brown, she's very dark brown, she's French, but she's half Middle Eastern, she's half Pakistani, and we've been together for so many years, and she's noticed these as well. And the reason why it made these changes is because what you call a small minority group known as the social justice warriors, these far left crybabies that cry over everything that doesn't fit their agenda, that doesn't fit their narrative. And it's a guarantee, this is a 100% guarantee, that these snowflakes, I can guarantee you they don't even play video games. They just go out there for attention. And even my my missus, my girlfriend, even she hates this whole SJW and this whole politically correct way of life that's, it's actually, it's crumbling down in the West, and it's all down to political correctness, and I'm very, very anti-political. I'm very anti-PC, as in anti-politically correct. I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom of speech. I do believe people have the right, if they want to be, they want to be pro this and they want to be pro that. I'm all for it. Everyone has the way that they want to walk, talk the talk, live life their way, how they want to live, what they want to change in their lifestyle physically and emotionally. So I'm all for that, but for the love of God, please don't put this anti-PC bullshit in our games, because we don't need it. We've seen it happen with The Last of Us Part 2. Look how that turned out. That game flopped. That game flopped. It was an absolute abomination, that game was. And I can guarantee you, with the new Saints Row reboots, the way that is, that's going to flop. It doesn't matter how many times or how many times they delay the game, how many changes they're going to make to the game, it's going to flop. I can see it coming now. I can really see it coming. And the reason being, with Saints Row, this whole, I wouldn't even call it bloody Saints Row. It doesn't deserve the name Saints Row, the new Saints Row reboot. Saints Row is all about getting into a gang, forming a gang, and building a empire. You become the king of the streets, like what you did with Saints Row and Saints Row 2. Saints Row 3 was, everyone says it was really good, but I found it okay. I prefer Saints Row, the first two Saints Row games, Saints Row 4, with all the aliens and all that, no, that flopped. Saints Row got out of hell, nah. Saints Row and Saints Row 2 were my two favourite games. My two favourite Saints Rows. I would have to say, if I had to go in order with the whole Saints Row, I'll say Saints Row 2, because of the customization. There's more things to customize, like your character and stuff like that. There's a lot more customization. Then I had to work down in Saints Row 1. That has to come second. And then Saints Row 3, because I thought with Saints Row 3, I thought that's where it started to drop. That's just my opinion, so try not to bite my head off. It's the same with the Grand Theft Auto series. My out of all the Grand Theft Autos, my favourite GTA, coming at number one. It actually goes in order when it actually came out. GTA 3 has to be like my favourite out of all of them, because of the missions. Was with Liberty City. That's the whole thing about Grand Theft Auto. It's that the city is dark. It's grim. You're working your way up. Working up, escaping from from a prison, bust out. Oh shit! That didn't last long. Is where you start up. Working. You come out for the you bust out of jail from the van after the cartel did a prison break and blew up Callahan Bridge. And you work your way from driving for Luigi, driving Misty around, and then you work your way up working for the Mafia. And then after that, Salvatore tries to assassinate you when he tells you to go and get a car which has been splattered in brains. And then you get a message from Maria saying that the car's a trap and it was a bomb. So Salvatore did try to assassinate you. But here's the theory: was 8-Ball involved in that? That's the tricky question. I would say yes, because he's the only person that knows how to fit a car bomb. There's no other person. Um, you work your way to work for Donald Love, who's this. Then you work your way for the work for the Yakuza, Ray Wachowski. Who else do you work for? And you do like a couple of side missions and stuff like that. And also you got Asuka, Kenji Kassen, Asuka Kausen, Donald Love, Ray Wachowski, and there's many others. I do know them all off by heart. But you've got Luigi Gortonelli, Salvatore Leone, Joey Leone, Misty, Maria, and stuff like that. But then when it comes to the best music, I'm sorry, but it has to go to Vice City. It has to go to Vice City. Because obviously with Vice City set in the 80s, 1986. And also the missions were fun. There were some missions which, did kind of get under my skin, like bomb the base. Bombs away. There's that mission, bombs away. And the driver where you had to get Hillary to come and to get him to come and work for you for like this heist. Spoiler alert. But the vibe of Vice City, with all the whole neon lighting, it just felt very 80s. But the music there was just hands down to the music. The music comes from Vice City. San Andreas did have the best map. That's all I've got to say. A lot of the missions I did find fun, especially working for Sweet, where you had to go back to Liberty City to recruit, to get back into the gang because of the Grove Street families and Temple Boulevard families. They kind of like fell out, and the whole family just fell apart. It just collapsed, and the Ballers ended up taking over with the Los Fargos and others. But those missions were fun. The missions I did really despise, which really, really pissed me off, and these missions I actually find pointless, was working for that guy. What's his name? I've got the strategy guide here. I've got all the strategy guides for the Grand Theft Auto series. I've got the original GC 3 strategy guide for the PS2, as well as Vice City and San Andreas. Let's have a look. Just bear with me 1 second. I wish I had a camera so I could actually show you. Actually, not with Crash. It's the Bollard. It's the the Badlands, which we out in the countryside. Big Smoke 555 retip. That's Crash. T-Bone Mandez. So you work for the Syndicate with my Mike Torino and stuff like that. Syndicate. Don't blame me. This is a big guide. Zero's missions. Everyone can agree Zero's missions were terrible, especially air raid and supply lines. In the original versions, on the PS2 versions, they were a nightmare because of the fuel was draining so fast. You were running out of fuel so quick. It was damn near impossible. So you really needed to know what you were doing. But in the definitive edition, the fuel gauge, it lasts longer, so you don't run out of fuel as quick. But controlling that plane, even though I'm going to have to do the walkthrough for San Andreas again, and this is one thing I'm really going to hate doing, but I'm going to be doing the full walkthrough anyway, so people can actually know, walkthrough for the mission, so people can, view them and stuff like that. And plus I like doing walkthroughs, even though I really do hate doing some of the missions because they're so frustrating, and some of them can be really pointless at times. Some missions are absolutely pointless. I'm still going to do them anyway. But yeah, expect some rage on some of those missions, because every GTA, every OG GTA player who's been playing the Grand Theft Auto since the beginning, like myself, will know this. Will know how hard and how frustrating and how stupid some of these missions can be. But yes, there we go. So, as I said, with the new Saints Row that's coming out, as I was saying previously before, it doesn't matter how many times you delay the game or make some changes to the game. It's not going to change. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever. The game is going to flop. And the reason being, when I first saw this trailer, I thought, this doesn't look like... This is not Saints Row. This is something else. This just looks like a bunch of college students trying to go in and try and kill off some gang members and stuff like that, because that's what they are. They are actually college students. But Saints Row is based on gang warfare, real gangs. I'm talking about Johnny, you know, the likes of you got Johnny, you got Johnny, who else is there, Sean D, and many others. You mean, those are the original, you know, the original gangs, original, you know, that's what a gang was supposed to be. Building an empire, you know, obviously building an empire, taking over the streets, not a bunch of bloody teen students trying to go around killing a gang just to pay off a loan. It's just stupid. And apparently the game is very woke as well, so yeah. Volition and Deep Silver ain't getting my cash. They can fuck right off. I'm not spending my money on politically correct games. Absolutely no way. I prefer my games anti-political, and free, and, you know, uncensored. I like my games uncensored. If adult games now these days are getting censored left, right, and centre, like because they want to treat or don't want to offend. Let me put that into perspective. Offend the minority snowflakes. And this is why... Oh, okay, yeah. And this is why I am very, very sceptical about buying games now these days. The only time I'll get games is if they're free, and they're not politically correct. So yeah, this is why I've gone back now to be, you know, playing the old games. This is the GTA Definitive Edition is probably the only censored games I have. It's just 3 games: GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas. That's it. I don't have The Last of Us 2. I've played it. I played it at a friend's house. Don't get me wrong, the graphics and the gameplay is outstanding, but the story and I just gave the control. I went round to a friend's house and played it. I said to him, as soon as he killed off Joel, straight away, I just gave the control back to my mate and said, you know what, put a different game on, because I said, this is fucking pissed me off. And The Last of Us 1 was an absolute masterpiece. Great story, great characters, you know, great graphics as well for its time. Well, they still hold up in today. Great graphics and a great story, great gameplay. But let's have a look here. But the only thing that's killed off The Last of Us 2 was Neil, was it Druckmann, whatever his name is, this woke game director or developer for Naughty Dog. And this is why I'll never buy any of Naughty Dog's games again. I'm not doing it. Rockstar go down the same route with this whole woke bullshit. if and when they release Grand Theft Auto 6. It's if and when. It's if it comes out and when it comes out. We don't know. If you see any videos saying GTA 3 release date confirmed or GTA 6 release date or GTA 6 leaks and release dates, don't click on them. The clickbait. They are clickbait. It's been confirmed by Rockstar themselves that GTA 6 doesn't exist, but when it does come into existence, it could be in 5 years, 10 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 100 years. Well, most of us would be old in a wheelchair, and I'm more or less probably going to be dead because I'm 33 and I probably won't live until 100 anyway. They did say that the game GTA 6, if and when it does come out, it's not going to be as edgy as the previous titles, so like Grand Theft Auto 5, GTA 4, San Andreas Vice City. Okay, let's go. See, it's not, apparently it's not going to be as edgy, and if it's not going to be as edgy, I will not be buying Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft, as I said previously, Grand Theft Auto is based around controversy, adult themes, unfiltered, uncensored. They go balls out. They go all out, which is a big fuck you to political correctness. Doom Eternal is a prime example. Doom Eternal is a prime example. Okay, let's park you in there. Okay, right, I'm gonna. There we go. Doom Eternal is a prime example because if you've played Doom Eternal, they always say that hologram woman says demon is demon is used as an offensive term. Please refer to them as mortally challenged. And they say, which is a piss take, which is a huge slap in the face to the far left, who wants all open borders, which I don't agree with, because an all open borders is dangerous. Very, very dangerous indeed, because you don't know who's coming in, terrorists, you know, anyone. And they say that the Earth is the molten, the Earth's core is the melting pot of the universe or something like that. And that's it, like a slap in the face to these flat earthers. And everyone knows that the Earth's round. Everyone knows it. You can see it. Everyone sees it. You've seen it in movies. You've seen it on, you know, YouTube Live, space, live in space. You know, through NASA, you know, through NASA and stuff like that. NASA's YouTube pages or whatnot. Everyone knows that the Earth is round. If the Earth is flat, then I'm King of England. There we go. Which is not true. I'm not King of England. I'm just a regular. I'm just a regular British person. That's all I am. I'm no king, no prince. I'm just a regular guy. And that's why I said, if Earth is flat, then I'm king, and I'm King of England. But anyways, those are off those topics now. Now I want to come and talk about the definitive edition now. Right, here we want to come in to talk about this now. Obviously, there's the censorship, you know, obviously with the whole censorship. With, you know, with Phil Cassidy's t-shirt, they've replaced the Confederate flag with they've replaced it with the skull on, because apparently the Confederate flag is based around racism, which is not. The Confederacy was based around on the is based on the independence used at the between the North America and the South, you know, in the South. the South used the Confederate flag, and based on the Confederacy, as well as you got the North America used the American flag, which is your stripes and stars. The Confederate flag is based on the southern part of America, but apparently there's some racism behind it. If there is, there is, but if there isn't, or anything like that, then there isn't. I mean, I can't really clarify on that, but the Confederate flag was like based on freedom, and the next thing you know, these leftards, that's what I'm going to call them, leftards, these psychotic, screaming, baby temper tantrum, whinging, whining, bitching, small minority of people saying it's racist. And it's the same in schools now, that they want to teach gender equality, the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, I don't follow that movement, even though I do have black friends. I have black friends, but I do not support the Black Lives Matter movement. I have white friends, but I do not support any far right, extreme Nazi or KKK. I do not support them. I am equal. I support anyone of any colour. I don't care who you are or where you're from, if you're male, female, transgender. I don't give a shit. But do not force your political beliefs in our schools. Kids are there to learn English, maths, history, geography, science. And when I talk about history, I talk about history from the likes of the Victorian era, during medieval times, World War I, World War II. Those are what kids should be learned, what they should learn on how to be taught. Put the words in right. But no, these days teachers are, because of the whole politically correct, they're being taught about transgender, all this far left fascist bullshit. That's what it is. It's all fascism. It's fucking hell. I'm trying to process, and stuff like that, and what I'm saying, and I do apologise if I'm repeating myself. As I said, I've got nothing against anyone or anyone of any colour, any gender. I don't care who you are. You're happy. Be happy in who you are. Be happy if you're transgender. If you're happy to be transgender, then my hat's off to you. You made a life-changing decision. Hats off to you. I've got friends that are transgender, and even they've said teaching transgender in all our schools, and I've just got a comment. If he was a boy but now transferring transgender to a girl, even she said it's all bullshit because it's given us transgender people a bad name. My friend Killian from Ghana, West Africa, he's currently living in the UK, good friend of mine, he's like a brother to me. Even he said all this far left bullshit is giving us black people a bad name as well. He said it's given this BL. And I said, I can totally where you're coming from, mate. And that says, and said, that's I can see where you're coming from. And I said, I totally agree with you. I mean, it's the political correctness now. It's just gone. It's gone too far, and it's happening in our games as well. So, but yes, with this whole trilogy definitive edition, it did start out really bad with all the glitches. But with me, as I said, I've got all three. I've got all three games because you have to buy it in the pack. A lot of people did experience glitches. I saw the glitches on YouTube through the videos and stuff like that, through the GTA forums. and whatnot. But I've heard about and seen all the glitches. But those glitches that I've seen in videos and I've read on the Grand Theft Auto forums, I've not experienced any of those glitches at all. I've only experienced two. One in Grand Theft Auto 3, and one in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Oh, and San Andreas as well. I've noticed one in San Andreas, oh shit, where a car came flying at me. The San Andreas decided to pull a Mad Max on me the AI decided to pull a Mad Max on me by sending the car traveling at 1,000 miles an hour, just plow into me, flip over, and then boom, that was it. Vice City, I've only experienced one, which was in Guardian Angels, where you had to meet up with Diaz for the meet, where you had to look over the deal. And you know, when you had the Cubans come in, you know, to make the deal with Diaz, usually have the rival gang, which is known as the Haitians. The Cubans didn't come in; they didn't like really appear or anything like that. Right? I've got two comments. Right, bear with me one sec. I've got two comments here. Broadcast. Right, comments. For me, Mission Cop's land's changed into the cop uniform. His face changes to the old model. Oh, I've never had that. I've never had that problem. And yeah, I got the same message from Good Trash Night Cause. I hate to say this, but graphically in the definitive edition games look better than the PS. Yes, I absolutely agree. Because the PlayStation, the PS2, the PS2 graphics, you know, they weren't that good. But back then, we didn't really compare them like we do now these days. It's because the reason why the graphics are like so bad now in these days, they look really bad on the PS2 is because of the hardware and the limitations. That's why. I mean, you know, we didn't have like these HD. We didn't have HD yet. We didn't even have smartphones when these three GTA games came out. I mean, I had the Nokia 3310. I had that was my first phone, and I had Motorola as well, Motorola flip phone. But yes, but I do. The definitive edition graphically is definitely better. There's no competition on that, unless it's modders. Yeah, it's but as you're saying on this one, I just said the mission on Copland is where it changed into his old model. Mine didn't do that. It kept the same. His facial model was still the same. So lucky for some if when you had the old Lance, because the character models on this they look like they look like something from The Sims. But yes. Also, the differences between the experience two glitches. That one and in GTA 3, Grand Theft Auto 3 is where I tried doing that car glitch where you had to rock the car back and forth. You know, to get it to get bigger and wider. I tried doing that, but it didn't work for me. The only one I had is where you're at the top of the tunnel of the the tunnel, where the tunnel which takes you onto Staten Island and Shoreside Vale. If you go onto the grass part at the very top, you'll end up falling through the game's map. But that's been patched in now. I did test that out. That's been patched now. Also, the one thing they haven't patched is where you go. There you go. Jesus Christ, that is probably like the quickest NPC run I've ever seen. Jesus Christ, he's like bloody Roadrunner, where's he gone? Poof, he's gone. He's gone. Jesus Christ. Wow. That's what I was saying, but there's one thing I've noticed, there's one glitch that, well, there's actually three problems in GTA 3 which I will discuss now. That glitch where you go on at the very top of the tunnel and you go to the very edge of the tunnel where the water is, and if you exit your car you drop down into the tunnel, which is that glitch. That glitch is still in the game, and the road which leads on to the bridge to Shoreside Vale under the tunnel, that needs patching in. You don't fall through the floor, but it just looks horrible. There's no detail to it whatsoever. In that they haven't got like the yellow lines go through. They really do need to patch that in. And another patch which they need to patch in, I actually took a screenshot and shared it on Twitter, is the road which goes into like a horseshoe, like a U-turn, in Shoreside Vale, right outside of Francis International Airport. So is where if you go straight down to Francis International Airport, so you got the airport on your right, and then you got that road which takes you straight down, and it goes in like a loop, and then you got the steps with the statue, and then you got the subway tunnel as well. If you look, if anyone goes on Grand Theft Auto 3 on GTA 3. GTA 3 Definitive Edition, if you go to Shoreside Vale, you'll notice that the road, the texture of the road, is a complete mess. The double yellow lines don't add up. You got the yellow lines that go around and then stop. You got like one yellow line at the top, a yellow line going across, one doing a 180 angle, a 280 angle, or 360 you know, 360. That road is like a complete mess. What I will do, on my next stream, I will label out those differences. Not those differences, those little things that need patching in. I posted that video to not the video. I shared that photo to Twitch before the version 1. Before the patch 1.04 came in, and I thought, will this fix it? No, you haven't fixed it. But the whole definitive edition started out really bad. But like I said, I did not suffer as many glitches in the game. There's one thing that really that got under my that really got under my skin, as well as the majority of people that played these GTA games, was the rain. The rain was an absolute abomination. The launch for the definitive edition, and it turned out to what you say now, the defective edition, because not really definitive, because if it's definitive, you wouldn't have all this bad rain effect. And also you see there, welcome to Vice City, they've finally added the E in. I want to see if they made any more changes. So actually, I'm going to have a look now. Actually, right, there's another one at the Vice Point, the Vice Point Mall, I think it is. Yeah, down at the mall. I'm going to see if they made any changes to that. But yeah, the launch for the definitive edition was an absolute abomination. People were asking for refunds because the game was completely broken. San Andreas had the missing bridge. GTA 3 had floating cars, and GTA Vice City had misspelling on some of the words on like billboards and stuff like that. But everyone was asking for refunds, and Rockstar had to take the whole thing down, remove them from the PlayStation Store, as well as the Rockstar Games launcher as well. But apparently Rockstar launcher was down. so people couldn't play, you know, like Red Dead Redemption 2 or anything like that until they bring back Vice City on the. Oh, heyo, error code. Hello. I hope you're well. Yeah, and the reason why they had to take it down, remove GTA. I'm just going to call it the GTA trilogy, because calling it GTA 3 the trilogy, the definitive edition, it doesn't sound so good. I'm just going to call it the GTA trilogy remastered. That's what I'm going to call it. GTA trilogy remastered. That's what I'm going to say. Rockstar had to literally bring that down, because apparently there's something wrong with the Rockstar Games launcher, and also they left some unlicensed music in Vice City as well as San Andreas. Because GTA 3, I've listened to all the songs. I've listened to all the songs on the radio as well as Chatterbox FM on GTA 3, and none of the songs have been removed. So that's good, but they've removed some songs due to licensing issues from Vice City and San Andreas. You know, San Andreas, definitely one of them was Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, which I absolutely love that song. I don't know why Rockstar decided not to, you know, pay for the license for these songs. You know, as well as Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon. I don't even know why they decide. I don't even know why, or don't understand why they didn't, you know, renew the licenses for these songs. Were they having problems with the, you know, with the bands, you know, with the bands themselves? Cherry Crust Pizza, yeah, that's been repaired. Burger Shop, yeah, that's been repaired. Yeah, yeah, that's all been done now. Right, let's go and check some more. Yeah. If you all remember, if those that have seen this, he said the taste of a real man's meat, but before that he said a taste of a real man's heat. So they've Grove Street Games, blimey. Whoever does the texture or the writing textures for these games, please find someone else, because that guy cannot spell to save his life. Steps Clothing, yeah, that's been done. Oh, there's a little Easter egg there. Trevor's dress. What else is there? Yeah, but I'm glad that they patched the rain, because as soon as that rain came in, I thought it's just a glitch. It's going to get patched in, hopefully soon. But I didn't know how bad the rain was going to be, because I've seen videos of it as well, where someone got the, you know, you're putting the hydrojet cheat in for the hydrojet, and when you start like going up and coming down when it's raining, the rain just starts like going up and down, really, really slow. And I tried that as well, and I ended up feeling sick. It made me feel very, very nauseous. I literally had to quit the game. It made me feel sick. As probably as well as others as well, because I was like, oh god, this is not good. But finally they've patched it in. Rockstar have patched in over 160 bugs, so that's how many there was in total. Does Rockstar Games still hold the license to Video Killed the Radio Star? Oh, that's a good point. I've not heard that song on this yet, because I always listen to V-Rock. Right. I'm going to double check now. Just bear with me one sec. I'm going to find out now for you. Because that's actually a really good song. Video killed the radio star. I'm going to double check for you now. I'm checking my Xbox, because I can't go on the internet on this, because otherwise it'll stop my live stream. GTA Vice City. Vice City. Remove. Remove songs. Let's have a look for you now. GTA for Definitive Edition. Right, here we go. Oh God. Cookies. Right, yeah, accept. That's alright. Right, here we go. GTA Vice City radio stations. Let's have a look. Right, okay. GTA 3 Vice City. The songs that have been removed is Anuga Nuga, Anunga Nunga by Arakero, or whatever. If I might have misspelt that. Bark at the Moon, Ozzy Osbourne. I love that song in the original PS2 version. Love Fist Fury. That was a great song. Looking for the Perfect Beat, Africa, Bambata and the Soul Sonic Force, Pump Me Up by Trouble Funk, Rockets by Herbie Hancock, Running with the Night, Lionel Richie, the Smurf Tyrone Brunson, Wanna Be Something by Michael Jackson, and Wild Kate Bush. So yes, so as far as I'm aware, good Taz. Looks like Rockstar still hold the license to the video killed the radio star. So my guess that song, if it's not on the list of the songs that have been removed, which I've just read out, then yes, the song will be in the game. I think it's on Wave 103. I heard Africa in my playthroughs. How accurate is it? Africa. I would say it would be pretty accurate. Bark at the Moon, Billie Jean. If it's the song Looking for the Perfect Beat, that song has been removed. But if it's another song, Africa song, another song called Africa, that will probably still be in the game. I think if that's the one that you did mention, the one that you're talking about, then yes, I think another song called Africa is still in the game. But the song Looking for the Perfect Beat by Africa, Bambata and the Soul Sonic Force, that song has been removed. So yeah, that so good stars. Africa and the let's have a look again. Looking for the Perfect Beat by Africa, Bambata and the Soul Sonic Force. That song has been removed. But yes, with these patches, with patch 1.04, it's cured over the. It's patched in a load 160 plus bugs, which is good. Even though the launch was an absolute abomination, with these patches in, is the game worth playing now? Yes, it is. Was it as bad as the people that sorry, put the words right here. Is it bad? Is it as bad as the people that made it out to be the ones that found all these glitches? No, I've still been having fun with the game, as a few others. I've got Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on my Xbox Game Pass, and I've also got but I do have the definitive edition on the PlayStation 4. Overall, oh shit, get off. Oh shit. Oh. Ooh. Okay, right, I need to find myself a vehicle. Give me. But yes, people say people saying, "Oh, it's really bad because of glitches and bugs, and it's not a remake and whatnot." But all I've got to say is that this is a remaster, not a remake. The only downside I've had to this game was the rain effect. Apart from that, I've had no other major issues like the glitches that have been found in that people have found on their games. Is it worth? Well, I paid £55 for it. Is it worth the full price? I would say wait until the sales come on, then buy it. It's not worth £55. The gameplay, everything is still the same. Is when it comes to gameplay, it's all that fast, goofy this goofy cartoony kind of gameplay. It's still the same. The only difference is that you've made the changes to the graphics. You've added in the wheels for the radio station as well as the weapons wheel, and you've moderated the controls as well to make them more moderate, to make them like the GTA 5 style control layouts. But if you wanted to switch back to the classic controls, you can do. Controls, layouts. You've got modern, alternative, as well as the classic. So there you go. I'm pressing L2 and R2 now. Next to accelerate. There we go. And you'll notice as well a difference if I can find. Okay, as you'll the original GTA players who played the originals back in the day will notice this. You press R3 to toggle the mission, whereas in the modern controls you press up. So I'm now playing with the original control layout, which I actually do prefer actually, because it makes the games feel more nostalgic. But yes, what other things was there? Oh yeah, the other problem that everyone had, even including myself, when I first saw this, is when you go up on top of the tower in San Andreas, in downtown Los Santos, is that when you go up to the very top of the tower where you find the parachutes, you just look around and there was no haze, no fog, and the map looked really, really small. You were seeing things that you weren't supposed to see, like when you're very, if you're far away from a building, the textures will load out because the system and the codes are loading in the textures for the other parts of the game and map. But you can actually see that. If I can, if they haven't patched this in, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to double check anyway. Patching this in the next update. There's one thing I do miss about the modern Grand Theft Autos. In the original GTA games, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, in those games you can actually be at high risk of getting carjacked by another car thief, by another carjacker. They did this in GTA 3, Vice City, crazy ass driver. Um, yes, you could in the original GTA games. If you were idle, if you're idle long enough next on the road in the car, you can have some criminal just come in, throw you out the car, and drive off with your car. But in the modern GTA 4 and 5, they they've taken that out for some reason, and I don't know why. I mean, that was so much. I mean, that was fun, but luckily they brought that back in the original. Oh, looks like they have patched it in. Right, if you look over there at the construction site, you'll notice it's completely untouched. It looks completely untouched. But when you get close to it, when you get close to it, right? There we go. When you get close to it, there we go. Oh shit! There we go. The damage texture pops in. If you go back, okay, so it looks like it's loaded in there. Let's go back even more. Oh, actually. Right, I need to go quite far away. Oh shit. Oh good. Blind driving is not good. Let's have a look. Right, let's go down a bit further down. Let's go down. Let's go down to the other end of this map, and then we'll pop back. We'll pop back down on the same road. So we want to go down that road there. My driving is atrocious. Really, really bad. I'll drive better on GTA 4, to be honest. But yes, but now with this, as I was saying, with this whole, with this patch 1.04, they've added fog into the game, which is good. And I think they've also added in some fog effect as well. I know they definitely added it in GTA 3. I've noticed a big change in that because when I first booted up GTA 3, when I first booted up the game, there was no fog effect whatsoever. You can actually see those like houses, or what's supposed to be houses, but they look like melted blobs of like melted coloured blobs. You couldn't, yeah, you weren't supposed to see that, but now, oh, there we go. So it has been. So it looks like it has. But you noticed before that texture popped in before. But yeah, but the texture details that were so far away you weren't supposed to see. That was a bad move. But apparently these are done by Grocery Games. I don't know why Rockstar hired these people to port these over onto the PlayStation consoles as well as the Xbox consoles. I don't know why they did that, because they did that with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Remastered, which came out on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The remastered, and that was an absolute abomination. I do have that on the PS3, but I got it digitally. I got the digital version. But yes, and then they decided to port this over, and so the textures have popped in now, which is good. But I am like really concerned now um, because they've announced that Grand Theft Auto 4 Remastered is due to be released. It's due to be released. Oh, excuse me. It's due to be released soon. But if or when they do release it, Rockstar Games, please do not let Grove Street Games get their hands on GTA 4. Do not let them. Because if they do, this is just my opinion and my perspective on what would happen if Grove Street Games got their grubby little hands on GTA 4 and remastered that. It'll be glitchy as hell. Just like the GTA trilogy was. So that's why I'm much more concerned. Will I get GTA 4 remastered? If Grove Street Games get their hands on it, I am not forking out £50–55. I will wait till it comes out on the sales and wait till the patch up and wait for the updates, the patches. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait for it for the patches to come in. I will not be buying it day one or pre-ordering it because I pre-ordered these. And like I said, I didn't experience or had any major glitches, like as I said previously, like the others have found. Which is, like I said, is lucky for me. As well, I want to stretch out on this as well, which they need to do. It's just a tiny little thing, but oh yeah, my safe thing's downstairs, isn't it? Okay. Right. Driver. That mission of driving on the original versions was absolutely frustrating, but on this one, it's not bad. It's a lot more. It's a lot more easier. Okay. Right. If you notice, you got your headlights on. Okay. Right. There's one thing that you really do need to change in this. Yeah. In the original versions, you had your backlights on, like that, as well as your headlights. You got your headlights on. Where are the rear lights? Where have they gone? And also, you've done a San Andreas. The reverse lights, usually white. Where are they? It's another change that they need to do. Not a fair point. Oh yes. Heavy glitched out. Oh, vintage, classic Grand Theft Auto. Oh, he's glitched into the wall. He's glitched into the wall. He's up and disappeared. So, there we go, right, let's get this, there we go. Oh, I think it's this room. No. Do you want to know a little secret on how to get the chainsaw early on in the game? I will show you now how to get it. Okay, like what you want to do is that you want to come here to this exact location. pop up. Right, what's the name of the road? Sancho, no, bike. What? Yeah, I think it's just all these roads are just named in one road, which is Ocean Beach. Right, so what you want to do is that you want to come here. And you'll notice there's doors in your bottom, in the top left. Both bottom rights. But on the top right here, there's no door. You're walking here. Apartment 3C. Now, if anyone has seen Scarface, then they will know what this room references to. As well as this. What weapon do I have here? A nightstick. There we go. The chainsaw in the bathroom with blood splattered on the wall. And your cocaine there, or as you say in England, beak. We call it beak over here. Another slang name, or yeah, another term for cocaine. So yeah, there you go. Any others around? I think that's it. That's the well. I know you definitely get the chainsaw from there, but anything down here? Nope. I'm gonna also find out another thing in a minute. What if these patches here? Like, please don't let me cars cut my way. Right, right, that's another thing I want to see if they patched the invisible wall. That's one thing I want to check out as well. But after I've done the walkthroughs for GTA 3, I'll be doing a review on that. When I complete Vice City, a review on Vice City and a review on San Andreas when that's completed as well. When I've done the walkthrough for that one, so it saves me doing it all in one. I can just do it in 3 separate videos, which is be a lot more easier. But yes, but now they've patched in a lot of things. They fixed a lot of bugs and glitches and stuff like that, which is good. But I would strongly recommend on waiting until it hits the sales. Maybe the January sales may possibly come out in the January sales. We don't know. I hope we do, because like I said, there we go. But apparently this is like the Grand Theft Auto the Grand Theft Auto trilogy was this apparently like worse than Cyberpunk 2077. Oh god, I bet you there's an invisible wall here. Yes, there we go. Rockstar, you need to patch that in. There we go. Right, is there any other invisible walls? Nope. And I guess it's just this over here. That's it. So, but yes, all in all, if or when GTA 4, oh no, I don't want to do that. If or when they do release GTA 4 remastered, as I said, do not. This is a message to Rockstar. if they, a slight chance if they see this video, but possibly not. But if they do, get Rockstar North to do it. Get them to develop the game. Do not let Grove Street Games remaster Grand Theft Auto 4, because they royally fucked up with San Andreas on the PS3 and 360, and they fucked up on this game on the definitive edition as well. And because they fucked up on the definitive edition, that is like a clear sign. It's a clear message from fans that have experienced all the problems with this, is that get someone else to remaster GTA 4, remaster Grand Theft Auto 4. Do not let Grove Street Games do it, because if you do, they're gonna find out, and it's gonna be a glitch fest, and people won't buy it, because people, oh god, I can't buy that, never mind. Because people, as well as myself, have noticed that on how bad not Rockstar Games, on how bad Grove Street Games are when it comes to remastering games, and the definitive edition is a prime example. So whatever you do not let, as you say, if you get Grove Street Games to do, you know, do remaster GTA 4, it's basically going to be the same. It's basically going to be the definition of insanity, which is you do the same thing but you'd expected different results. That's it. That's the definition of insanity. You do the same thing to get and expect a different results. And this is just my opinion. Maybe people will agree with me, maybe people won't. But if Grove Street Games remaster Grand Theft Auto 4, it's going to be basically the same gameplay, but the result is going to be the same. Glitch fest. Glitches, bugs, you name it. And Grove Street Games is basically the insanity of all game developers. They do the same shit and you get the same results. Remaster games, you're gonna get a glitch fest. So that's my point on So what, this has been a long video. I don't know how long have I been on this now. Blimey. But yes, as a replying to thingy, but that's, yes, as far as I'm aware, video killed the radio star. That's still in the game. As far as I'm aware, because I said I looked at the list of removed songs from Vice City, and video killed the video star. Video killed the radio star. Sorry, is not on that list of the removed songs. There you go. So this is MSG1988. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and go and have some food. I've been talking, and you've probably noticed a difference in my voice started to change. My voice and my throat started to dry up, and I do need a drink. I'm going to get some food. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. If the audio has cut out because of the low quality, I do apologise about that. And once I've got my TV repaired, I wish I could show you if I had a camera, but I don't have one, unfortunately. My camera for the PlayStation 4 broke, so yeah. But also I'm going to be updating my channel as well. I'm not just going to be doing gaming videos, I'm going to be doing like other videos as well of outside gaming. And also I will be doing, first time ever, I'm going to be doing a Twitch stream on PlayStation 4 as well as the Xbox One S, because I've got games for the Xbox One S. I've got Grand Theft Auto 4. Actually, that should be actually handy. Do the GTA trilogy, do GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas on the PS4. Because I've got Grand Theft Auto 4 on the Xbox One S, I can live stream through that to Twitch, do the walkthrough for that, and then go back onto PlayStation 4 for Grand Theft Auto 5. So I can do them all in order. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I want to thank Ericode and Gutras Night Cause for the comments. Really appreciate it, and I hope Gutras and Ericode Zero you take care of yourselves. And I will be getting but I've got no one viewing now, so it's okay. Well, people will see this anyway. But this has been a long video of my thoughts and gamers' thoughts as well when it comes to bugs and glitches in the Grand Theft Auto trilogy remastered. I'm not going to call it the definitive edition. I'm just going to call it the Grand Theft Auto remastered trilogy remastered or remastered trilogy, because it's definitely not definitive. No way. And I'm talking about political correctness in games in this video as well, which I did discuss earlier. So there you go. So I just thought to give my thoughts out there. And to everyone, you take care of yourselves, and I will hope to see you all very soon. Not to see you all very soon. I hope to. Sorry. You take care. All you take care, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm talking too much. So my wife's working away at the moment. My wife, sorry. Mrs. is working away at the moment. She's French Pakistani, so I'm just waiting for her to come home after all this bloody restrictions have been lifted and stuff like that. So she's working away at the moment in Dubai. So so yeah, there you go. You all take care, and don't forget to leave comments and subscribe. Take care, y'all.